Today's a pretty special episode because I finally conquered a goal that I had for most of the year. I cleared the double at Fox Valley Off Road. So we'll get to me clearing the double here in just a little bit, but I start the ride off by just riding some trails, get warmed up. You'll notice in my recent videos that I haven't been riding the trails too much, and that's just because the leaves are starting to cover them, and with all the roots and rocks and everything, it can make things a little sketchy. And you can see here I am just not going very fast, and that's because I can't really see what's on the trail. So recently, for these fall rides at least, I've been focusing mainly on the motocross track, and that's not because I don't want to ride trails, but more because I can't see the trails with all the leaves covering everything. So here we're coming up the GP hill that's off the start. Well, I guess you could argue there's multiple GP hills, but off the start of the GPs, this is the hill that you go up to get onto the main track. So go up that, and now we're going down towards the motocross track. So for old time's sake, I see if I can still conquer the Enduro Cross section. I haven't done this since the beginning of the summer. I really neglected this part of the riding park, so I definitely want to tackle this a little bit more, try and get some speed down, but I still don't really have any trouble going over any of the obstacles, so that's a good thing. I can still make it over most of the enduro cross sections, but after doing that, I come onto the motocross track, and I am really starting to feel comfortable on the track. I felt really good today, and judging by the title, you already know that I have some improvements to show. But here, this is one of my first laps on the track, so um, still just getting warmed up and getting a flow down. Well, look who decided to show up. So, Steve ended up joining me for the ride today, and I will say having him follow me around the MX track was really beneficial and actually really had me pushing myself. So, that was really good to have him join me. So, I'm heading down to the MX track now, and I noticed a photographer was taking some pictures, and today's a ride day, so you don't really see that. And he was taking a picture of me there, so I had to give the peace sign. I went over to him to talk to him because I wanted to see if he was uploading the pictures to Facebook, and I'll put some of the pictures he got of me up right here. But I ended up giving him a little bit of cash because he was out here freezing, taking pictures of us on a ride day too. So wanted to give him just a little bit, but man, he took some awesome pictures. So I really appreciate it. His name's Dallas, and he took really great pictures. So very much appreciated.
Nice to meet you. Thanks again. I appreciate it. Okay, yeah, thanks.
So Steve's riding around the track right now, and I pull right behind him to try and chase him around, see if I can push myself and hang with him for at least a little bit here. And we'll do a continuous take for a lap because he does end up letting me around him, and then he follows me. And I feel like I put in one of my best laps so far this year on this track, just from one, having him around me, and two, really focusing on riding this track for the past few weeks. I think I've ridden more of this track and more at Fox Valley this past month than I have the entire year. So it's been really nice just having some laid back, casual ride days and really trying to focus on making some improvements. The double, I am almost there. I still let off the gas just a little too early, which causes me to not fully clear it. And I talked about that in my last video, but that's something that we do address finally in this video, and it's coming up here in just a little bit. I won't keep you waiting for too much longer, but just again having Steve behind me here, I feel like I'm really getting through these corners well, which was my focus on the last video or my last ride, and that's paying dividends just to taking off time from my laps and getting over some of these jumps. And then Steve stops following me and just flies by me like it's nothing, so that's funny.
Running, right?
The benefit to having Steve follow me, though, is he can give me some pointers on my riding. And he's an A class rider, so he knows what he's talking about. And he just lets me know that you gotta just accelerate all the way through that double in order to clear it. You can't let off the gas. You're really close, but you just have to stay on the gas all the way through. And that's what I end up trying in this next attempt right here. So for this one, I was pretty close, but also I feel like I didn't start accelerating soon enough, so I almost cleared it again, but not quite. So enough waiting, let's finally check this goal off. So there, no question, finally cleared the double. But I'm not happy with only showing one time clearing it, so let's try 2 times the charm here. Once again, no problem. And to be honest, I said this in the last video and I'll say it again. Getting over that jump the first time was the hardest part, and it looked a lot more intimidating than what it actually was. But now it's coming as kind of second nature at this point. I went over it multiple times. I cut out quite a few laps here just because I don't want to just repeatedly show myself clearing the double, but it it's really a night and day difference. If you look at me going over this jump 1 or 2 episodes ago and you look at the video now, it's night and day difference. And I think I matched it to shaving off around a second and a half in that section alone, so definitely a step in the right direction. So that's really all I have for this video today, but it's a rewarding video for me, at least just because of how difficult it was for me to finally start trying to tackle this jump. And it may not seem too big, but progress is progress. So it looks like this coming weekend is going to be another beautiful weekend for riding. So expect another video at Fox Valley Off-Road coming in the next week or so. And after that, it will just really depend on the weather. I really enjoy these weekly rides, and I'm trying to make the most out of what we have left of the season. So as long as the weather stays nice and as long as the Fox Valley Off-Road stays open, I will be there. So guys, again, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next episode.